Kingambit is the best flying type in SVOU. In singles gameplay, Kingambit is just taking over matches. Hey guys, it's your boy JMP. I'm here to talk about the best flying type in SVOU. And you may be like, isn't that Landorus? Isn't that Dragonite? Isn't that Zapdos? No. It's the Pokemon that's not even a flying type when you enter in the battlefield, right? Like, what? But let me explain, right? So, Kingambit. If you've been following singles gameplay and just seeing the amazing work that it's been putting in, it becomes clear to you two things. Is this mon the best mon ever created? And the second thing is it the best flying type Pokemon in the tier? And Kingambit right now is arguably, if not the best Pokemon right now in SVOU, you have to at least have it, I feel like, in your top 3, right? It's up there with the big boys, Iron Valiant and Great Tusk. And Kingambit is pulling off sweeps more consistently and more insane than those two. And that's saying a lot, maybe even combined, and that even says much more. Okay, like Kingambit is just simply fantastic. But let me explain why it's the best flying type in the tier, right? So Kingambit, once it becomes a flying type, it is able to avoid getting knocked out by powerful attacks from this thing, from this thing, from the granddaddy of them all, this thing, right? Now, Kingambit does have to worry about Ice Spinner from this thing, but it's like it's stab, right? And so unless you're turning into a Terra Ice Great Tusk, like, your damage, especially considering its bulk, is not going to be as impressive. And that's the thing about Kingambit. Like, before it turns into a flying type, its bulk is super amazing. 100 HP, 120 defense, going along with its already 135 attack, going along with the fact that it has ability that keeps boosting its attack. The more mons drop on your side, leaving you like, when a game starts out, you're like, man, I would really, I need to write down on my list to Santa. Would love to take out the Kingambit before it gets going in the end game. And a lot of situations and a lot of times you just have to live with the results that it's going to give you. Live with the results and how threatening of a mon it is, right? So, like, for example, like I even started running sub on my Zapdoses, you know, speaking of another flying type, just so I can avoid like 50-50s when this thing turns into a Terra flying type. And like, for example, potentially gets past my Great Tusk, my Zapdos can then revenge it. Like, these are things that you're having to do just because of the influence this mon has as a flying type, right? And it gets even worse when you think about the fact that a lot of Kingambits are right now running Air Balloon. So you send out your Great Tusk, right? You send out your Great Tusk, you're having a good day. You just got home from work, you're like, man, I want to hop on the showdown ladder and I want to take some stress away. Which is a joke within itself, considering the game that we play. But nonetheless, and you know, you go into your Great Tusk, the Kingambits have its Air Balloon. You throw it in there because what else are you gonna do? You have to go into your counter. You're like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna, you know, knock off the Air Balloon. Okay, then my Earthquake, Headlong Rush. Let's go stronger. I'm gonna Headlong Rush the next turn, right? So you knock off the Air Balloon. It's Worst Dance. Boom. Right, you're like, okay, I got it. I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him with a left hook. I'm gonna hit him. Change that up. I'm gonna hit him with a left hook. You go for Headlong Rush. Whoop! You thought it's a flying type, and then you start questioning why you hopped on the ladder as it SDs once again, or shoot, goes for Iron Head. It doesn't matter. It's going to get past you, right? Now, let's talk about the cons, right? The cons of course, if you're turning it into a flying type, is if you come back into the battle, you're going to be taking that 25% chip from rocks. But here's something to consider. Spikes is arguably right now a better stack, a better hazard than Stealth Rocks, right? And a lot of hyper offensive structures currently are lacking in Stealth Rock as a move. Like, some of them are just using Sam H, and that's that. And shoot, it's It's completely understandable, right? With so many mons running heavy duty boosts that are weak to rocks anyway, like these prevalent flying types such as Zapdos, Dragonite, and I'm sure there's another flying type that I'm thinking off the top of my head. Let's see, Enamorous, yeah, that's a good one. Like with these running heavy duty boots already, you know, it's fair to be like, do I even want to have rocks on my team? Like, it's nice to chip certain things like Rotom W, but you gotta think like that usage of that mon is low, you know? So it's completely understandable why certain archetypes are just favoring the rocks. But because of that, Kingambit benefits, and it being the best flying type in the metagame benefits even more. There's no flying type that's able to put in the work that Kingambit does. Now, Dragonite, we already saw it earlier. Phenomenal. Phenomenal sweeper, phenomenal mon. Zapdos, phenomenal mon. Staticking everything. You truly start questioning why you play this game when you face a Zapdos. Landorus-T, phenomenal mon. Intimidate. Now, of course, it is not the golden child that it once was, because it does not remove like Great Tusk does, right? And it does not counter. Of course, Great Tusk is not a counter, as you can see. When you're the best flying type in the tier, nothing counters you. You know? So the question becomes, right? Like, we see it winning these games. We see it winning these late games. Like, should we suspect Kingambit? Should we ban Kingambit? Is Kingambit too much for singles gameplay? Is Kingambit too much for the OU tier? I don't know, but what I do know, it's the best flying type in SVOU.